Alright YouTube, how's it going? I hope you're all good. Now in today's video, I'm going to run through 10 of my favourite keyboard shortcuts for Final Cut Pro. Let's get to it. Now these are just 10 of my favourite keyboard shortcuts that I use all the time. They speed up my workflow, so I'm hoping that they can do the same for you. Hopefully you learn something. If you do, that's brilliant. If you don't, then you might do in my next video. Right, let's get into it. The first one, really simple, really easy. You probably already know this, so it's probably not a great start to the video, but hang in there for the rest because hopefully there's going to be some hidden gems in there that you might not have known about. So shortcut number one, in and out points. Right, so you have your clips, but obviously you don't want to put the full thing into your timeline, so you just want to select a certain section. So with that, you'll just click, press I for in, scrub through a little bit wherever you're happy, and then press O for out. Job done. In and out points. Simple as. Next one, number two. Now with this one, you're actually getting 3 for the price of 1 here. It's how you then put this clip into your timeline, quick and simply. So for this, you're going to need 3 letters, Q, W, and E. Now Q, if I was to put that there, I would press Q. So as you can see, that inserts the clip directly above your main timeline, wherever the playhead was located at the time. Then we have W. What this will do is it will insert the clip wherever the playhead is located. So as you can see, it's actually cut this clip in half. Then we have E. So if you press E, that's going to insert the clip right at the very end of your timeline, as you can see here. So these are very handy, very quick. Q, W, E. Q above, W in between, E end. I don't know how to simplify it. Anyway, shortcut number 3, P and A, which stand for position and selection. Don't ask why, but they do. So I'm just going to demonstrate what they both do and why you might want to switch between them. If we press A, we know that A is selected because here we've got a little arrowhead. So with A, if I wanted to move this clip out of the way, you're going to see what happens. All of these clips now shift to the left, which isn't ideal all the time. Sometimes you want that to happen, but sometimes you don't, because you've got all of your timeline in sequence to the beat of the music. You've got everything in place, and if everything just moves to the left, it's gonna completely ruin everything. So if we just undo that, and now we select P, as you can see, this arrowhead has now changed. So if I just demonstrate A, P, you can see how that arrowhead changes. So now we've got P selected, which means it's the position tool that we're on. So if we now move this exact same clip, as you can see, nothing moves out of the way. And instead, what you've got is this blank gap, which you can now fill. You can put another clip in there. That now keeps everything in sequence and doesn't ruin your timeline. So P and A, really handy tools. Right, shortcut number 4, I think. Yep, number 4, zooming in and zooming out of your timeline. Now, I do this quite a lot because sometimes your timeline can get very long and you can't really see what you're doing, but you also want to get an overall view of where everything is. So you might want to be zooming in and zooming out of your timeline, expanding it so you can actually see what you're doing, how you're editing, all the details. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. It's simple, 2 seconds. So what you want to do here is just Command, which is the Apple key, and then the plus or the minus. So if I plus, obviously you can see I am making that timeline larger. If I press the minus button, then I'm zooming out, making it a lot smaller so I can get an overall picture of my project. Zooming in and zooming out, Command and minus, Command and plus. Easy. Keyboard shortcut number 5, the blade tool. Now, if you were to press Command and B, it will then put a cut directly wherever the playhead is at that moment in time on that selected clip. So I hover over this clip here, press B. As you can see, it splits those 2 in half. However, if your playhead is hovering above a stacked set of clips like this one here, and you press B, it's going to automatically break the one at the bottom, unless you select this first, then press B, then it's going to create 2 clips from that particular one there. Or alternatively, you want to slice through all of the clips that are stacked above each other. You can do that quite easily with Shift, Command and B. So I'm hovering over here, Shift, Command, B. As you can see, it's split both tracks in exactly the same position. Keyboard shortcut number 6. So this one is by far the shortcut I use the most, and it's basically trimming from the start and trimming from the end. So for example, this clip here, it's too long. I want it to start over here. So instead of hitting the blade tool, then deleting this, very time consuming. So instead what we'll do is we'll hover over here and we'll press the open bracket key, and as you can see, it cuts the beginning off and shifts everything over. Magic. Same can be done for the end. I want to trim it about there. Press the close bracket key. Everything shifts to the left. Easy. One of the most powerful tools you'll ever use. Honestly, you can whiz through your editing with those 2 keys. Keyboard shortcut number 7. Now I don't use this as often, but it's quite handy to know anyway. What it does is it basically puts a cross dissolve transition at the beginning and the end of the clip, if that makes sense. I'll show you. Right, so I have this clip here selected. All I need to do is Command and T. As you can see, these giant cross dissolves get put into place, but you can actually micro adjust those by just pulling them in like that. And what that does is just adds a nice little fade in and out of the footage.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
What the hell? Serious?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, I don't. Leave me alone. Keyboard shortcut number 8. Adding a 2-second hold into a clip. Again, like the previous one, I don't use this very often. It's just handy to know how to do it. So all you need to do is select the clip and then Shift and H. And as you can see, it's inserted a 2-second hold on that particular frame and then carries on. What it will do is it will extend the entire timeline by 2 seconds. So just bear that in mind. Now, if you don't need 2 seconds, or if you want it to be longer than 2 seconds, it's very easy to adjust. All you do is over here, just hold that and just extend it along. And now you've got like a 3 or a 4 second hold. Alternatively, same point, bring it to the left, and now you have like a 1 second hold. It's sometimes quite handy. Keyboard shortcut number 9. Now, I use this quite a lot. It's like one of my favorite features in Final Cut. And this is Command and R, which will open up the retime editor on the selected clip. Now let me demonstrate. Now if we've got this clip here, and we were to select it and press Command and R, what it does is it shows you above what speed, basically what speed the clip is playing back at. And as you can see, it's playing back at a normal speed, 100%, which is what your eyes see all the time anyway. Now what this allows you to do is hover over here on the little drop down menu, and then you can slow down your footage to say 50%. So now if I play that back, you've got some nice slow motion footage. Alternatively, you can make it faster, a bit too fast, or you can put a custom time in there, say 75%. So yeah, Command and R, retime editor. You can also get rid of it by pressing it again. Now you can go one step further and do a bit of speed ramping here. Now I do have another video on speed ramping which goes into a lot more detail that I'll link somewhere here. I'd recommend that you watch that as well. However, really quickly, if you also want to put a speed ramp in here, so if we take the same clip, just select it there and then press Shift and B, what this does, as you can see here, it's created a retime break or a retime split, but it hasn't actually split the clip itself. As you can see, it's still one clip, but what it allows you to do is change the speed at the beginning, so you can speed that up if you wanted to 2 times, and then you can also change the speed of the end half, slow that down, and then here you can micro adjust how that transitions across. So as you can see, speed, slow, fast, slow. So now you kind of got that speed ramp effect. I mean, you can do a lot better with that. This is just really quickly. So yeah, Shift B, handy little tool. Shortcut number 10. Now if you're a bit like me and when you were first learning how to use Final Cut Pro, the magnetic timeline was just a pain in the ass, like a pain. Everything's snapping here, snapping there. All you wanted to do was move one clip and then 10 other clips move along with it. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of shortcuts here that can hopefully help with that issue. So if we go back to the timeline, right, so here if I just put another clip on top of this clip, oh, that's a little bit big. Let's press our close bracket key, shorten that off. Learning already. Anyway, so now we have 3 clips on top of each other. We've got a clip here, and a clip here. And then as you can see, these little dangly points here indicate how that is connected. So that clip there is connected to this one here. This clip is actually connected down straight through here to this one as well. Watch what happens. So let's say I wanted to move this clip. Everything moves with it, and we don't want that all the time. Sometimes we just want to move that clip and none of the ones above it or below it. So what you do here is you press the tilde key, which is a little squiggly thing. As you can see, there's this little, I don't even know what that symbol is, like a little flame or something, a circle, an orange circle. An orange circle appears, which allows you to then select that clip and move it, but the other clips stay in place. Tilde key. Really good. Now an alternative is to actually change where that clip is connected. It could actually be connected to another clip instead, because it's not always connected to the one that you want. So what you do there is, if we were to just Command and Z, which I'm hoping you know that one, I mean that one's easy. So as you can see, we've got this little tail here, which means that that clip is connected to this audio clip here. So if I were to move this, it's going to move my audio clip which isn't ideal. However, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select this clip, then I'm going to change that little tail and move it so it's located on this clip at the beginning, because I know that that clip is my first clip. It ain't going to change. This is really easy. All you need to do is press Option, Command, hold that down, and then click on your music track wherever you want the tail to be located. As you can see, it's now connected to this clip here. So if I wanted to move that out of the way, it's no longer going to adjust my music track. So there you have it. 10 of my favorite keyboard shortcuts for Final Cut Pro. Hope you find that useful. However, I'm going to show you 2 more bonus shortcuts. So here we go. So we have Control and T. That's going to add a title into your timeline, or we could do Shift, Control and T, and that's going to add a lower third into your timeline. Now these just add the main default title and the main default lower third into your timeline. It's not going to read your mind and put in your favorite. Actually, no, if you set it as your favorite, then it will be your favorite. Well, it won't be. You know what I mean. Now if you wanted to change those so that you've got a different default, it's really simple. All you need to do is go into your titles up here, select whichever it is, right click, make default title, make default lower third. Easy. That's it. So those have been my 10, actually 12 favorite Final Cut Pro keyboard shortcuts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, puts a smile on my face. Also, if you would like to subscribe, hit the bell. Also, leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite keyboard shortcuts are. I may have missed some. I'm always up for learning new tricks as well. So yeah, please hit the bell, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.